Well, good day, viewers. We have another SCGL match. It is Candle versus SC Red, and this is a semi-final matchup, and it is going to be played on GSL dual site. Candle is a Platinum Protoss, Red is a Platinum Zerg, and they have both been very good in this SCGL thus far. Let's get on into that action on GSL dual site. Right, while we're waiting for that screen to load, we are lagging somewhat there. I have not seen too many games played on GSL dual site. SC Red is a very economical playing Zerg, and Candle wings his Protoss, so he takes great pride in not having any build orders of any sort. I mean, he opens the general style and then he just feels the game going forward. So let's get into that action. Okay, we are lagging somewhat. Right, let's open up our tabs. So, I might be joined at some point during the time by a co-caster by the name of HK. HK is one of the Spartan Company members, and if he happens to just drop in and say hi and just continue casting with me, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to be winging this myself. I have no co-caster with me currently. Frosty is not online, so you're just going to have to bear with my incessant droning. So anyway, right, we have got Candles spawning on the 8 o'clock position and Red spawning on the 2 o'clock position. Alright, we have got that Overlord Scout going through towards the center of the map, probably going towards this base over here. We do have Candle scouting out over here, and he's most likely going to scout in the correct direction first go, which he does. At this point in time, we have no tech structures up on the board. We do have Candle opening up with a very quick gateway. With SC Red is just droning up heavily and most likely going to go for that 14 pull. I have seen quite a few games from Red, and he usually does go for that 14 pull. There we go, 2 minutes 17, he throws down that 14 hatch, and most likely going to get a 14 pull at the same time. This is a very similar build style that J-Dog likes to use, although he would have got the pull up as well. I see that SC Red has rather gone for that extractor. Alright, so at this point in time, no shenanigans. We do have the 1 gate cybernetics core. Let's see if I got it. Nope, I do not have the TS Speak server for HK at this point in time. Right, so we do have equal gas geysers coming out for both players. So at this point in time, Candle is somewhat ahead, 20 food count to the 15 of Red. And at some point in time, I may have HK joining us at some point in time. Let me just reiterate the team speak that we got. Right, anyway, back into the action. We do have that second the natural expansion taken by SC Red and SC Candle, or rather just Candle and Red. We have got a slight advantage in the food count towards Candle. Let's have a look at the income tab so we can have a better look at what's going on there. We have got 21 to the 19 harvesters of Red. So Candle slightly ahead on the probe count. Right, so anyway, I actually might have 3 casters now. So yeah. Gonna be OP. Right, so sorry about that. I'm most likely missing out some action at this point in time. We do see a double evolution chamber coming out for red, so you can research those upgrades at the same time. We do have a overlord spotting over here for red and an overlord over here. So currently, not too much going on. 30 food to 30. Yep. Right, so we do have a couple of spine crawlers at this expansion for red, and Candle is still one base down, although we still have a slight work advantage for. Well, actually, they're similar now. Let's open up the production tab. We do have a couple of Zerglings coming out on the map and a few more spine crawlers. We do see. What on earth is this? A Zalnaga Tower. Sorry, I haven't seen a Zalnaga Tower that looks like a gateway. Bit confused there. Candle is somewhat slightly ahead of red at this point in time, and he is trying to push through onto the red at this point in time, but I don't think this will be quite advantageous. There's too many spines on the map. He does throw down that force field, but SC Red does have quite a few spines out, and Candle will be warded away quite easily by that amount of Zerglings and the spines. He's just having a little poke around, warping in some stalkers. Right, sorry, I am trying to triple multitask at this point in time, and it's kind of not going so well. But anyway, we do have quite a few stalkers out on the field for Candle. Candle's still one expo down. SC Red still only on the 2 expansions. Let's have a look at that income tab. They're very, very close on the halves to count. Let's have a look at that army production tab rather. We do have some zealots coming out for Candle. Candle is right up on the creep of the Zerg base and is trying to push back the forces of red. Candle is somewhat ahead, and let's just see if I can get that. Nope, I cannot. Sorry about that. We are a little bit disorganized. This game 1 of the semi-finals was sprung up very quickly, so I apologize for that. Anyway, we do see Candle pushing SC Red's base and is going to come slightly ahead out of that. Let's have a look at that units loss tab. We've got a full 50 loss for SC Red and only 17 for Candle. So Candle in a really good position at this point in time. He is getting that second up at this point in time, and he's going to continue to try putting on that pressure on the Zerg base. He has got that proxy pylon and will continue to warp in units as needed. He is quite far ahead. He is blocking off that ramp to stop the reinforcing Zerg army, and Candle in a really good position to take game number 1. But SC Red is macroing up and is managing to match his food count, although he has not got a lot of workers. We are 19 to 27, so let's have a look at the... Anyway, sorry, my bad. We've got a huge amount of workers killed. At this point in time, I'm struggling to find the tab. I'm just having a look at this action, and Candle just going to town. SC Red was forced to pull off some probes to try and get rid of that. He is trying to take that proxy pylon down, and he has succeeded. He has got an awful amount of roaches on the field, and I'm not going to be surprised if SC Red is going to try and push Candle at this point in time. Candle is quite far ahead on the production count, although the army count is going to favor SC Red. So I wouldn't be surprised if SC Red's going to push with this amount of roaches, and we're going to have not too much for... well, we do have a lot of sentries, so you can force field this roach army off. And he does a good job of force-fielding those roaches, picking them off, splitting them away. And let's see if Candle can hold this push off. Well, Red pushing at the opportune time, just making that decision to just push forward with these roaches and try and take Candle out. Candle is forced to pull off some probes and try and shoo away this attack of SC Red. So this has been a very to and from, tug of war match, and Candle not having enough units to quite deal with this. Let's have a look at that income tab. We're still actually, well, Red coming back quite well from that previous attack of Candle. So that is some very good play there by Red. Right, we do see Red moving in through with those Lings and that Roach Army. There goes the GG. Game 1 going to Red. Right, well, that was a very interesting first game between SC Red and Candle. And Candle not having quite enough army to back up when Red had those roaches to come in, and then Red just taking advantage of the dwindling forces of Candle and just taking the first game. So it's 1-0 to Red. Well played, and hopefully we're going to be joined by CoCrossed at some point in time so that we can bounce things off each other. Well, stay tuned for game number 2.